Thank you all. I'm new here to speak in a university. I was always with, and still been with, Dhaka University. I was a student there, worked with Professor Kazi Zakir Hussain, Dr. Ali Raja Khan, and once upon a time with Dr. Selim Ali when he visited Bangladesh. So, though I have been to Notre Dame College for 33 years and retired in the last 2016, I'm now retired. So, I was at Notre Dame College, but I've always maintained Dhaka University. Still, I am doing that. I'm a life member of Zoological Society of Bangladesh and a fellow of that. So anyway, today I'm here to share with you a few ideas about natural conservation and climate change. So today in Bangladesh, everybody is speaking about nature, natural conservation and its consequences, climate change and its consequences, a lot of things. Those have been the buzzword today all around the globe. But ultimately, do we actually understand that what is nature, what is environment, and what is their conservation? If we had understood all those things so far, so what happened for the last 30 years when a lot of money have been spent for conserving nature in this country, and ultimately with very little results. So I'm not going to talk anything negative because all my life I dealt with my students. I started at Notre Dame College in 1983 and started a club, Nature Study Club, there in 1984. And all my students, many of them are sitting here, are the members of that club. After I finished Notre Dame College, I joined my society, Nature Study Society of Bangladesh. Still I am the chairman. And we had installed it in 1996 with my life members of Notre Dame Nature Study Club. So when I actually used to go to the field for teaching my students in the field about plants, animals, insects, butterflies, and their ecological factors and economic behaviors, all the things, very little people today who are experts were actually working the time. But I started because I'm a small man and still I want to be a small one. I never gone for making my name and fame. Ultimately, I wanted to do something, give the society something that I have taught. So ultimately in 1996, we have created Nature Study Society. And in the society, today a lot of students are sitting here. Captain Kausar Mustafa, my student of 1987, Dr. Shamim, my 95 student, and other teachers in this IUT, my students of 2001, 2002, 2003, all cooperated me in that job. Ultimately, what I have seen that when you can start something, ultimately it will continue and there will be some impact. And the consequences are not bad. If you have an idea that always to be positive and dynamic in your actions. In our club, we always believed in one thing, that never go negative. Never say anything negative to anyone. Always say the positive thing, think positively, and ultimately work dynamically. And we can think about the globe. The total world is now globalized. It is an easy thing to think about the total thing in the world going on today. Just you can sit here over your mobile phone. You can see that what's going on in the total country and even in America. So in this world, you can think globally, but maybe you are working locally. That is not a problem if you are positive and dynamic. And when a student is guided by a teacher in a positive and dynamic way, they develop very frequently. Because I have seen in my life many good students who have been discouraged by teachers or parents or somebody else, didn't go that much. But many students who are not that good have been now gone very high because somebody has worked behind him in a positive way. For example, my student, Dr. Jahir, VC of ULab, is my 96 student. He still remembers what I taught in the class, and he says that your first thing still reflects in my mind. And what was that? When he entered the class, he was a small boy coming from Puran Dhaka. I asked him that, why are you late? Well, I have been from Dhaka, Puran Dhaka, so I have been late, a little late. You know, at Notre Dame College, late is actually late. You cannot be late in the class. You cannot come late, you cannot leave late. You have to be very conscious and crucial about your talking. That is, what you are saying, that must be understandable and logical, legal, and never negative. So he said, sir, I am from Puran Dhaka. I said, so you are here from where? I have from outside Dhaka. I am from, what is that? Kustia. I am from there. So I told him that why did you come to Notre Dame College? For a degree or for learning? He told, for a degree. So I told him that your learning should never be for a degree. It should be always for learning, knowing something. Similar is the case with me when I went to Northern University to learn English. Being a biology teacher, I went to have my English master's degree twice at Notre Dame, Northern University. Professor Sadruddin Ahmed was there. He told me, have you come for a degree? I told, no, sir. I want to learn English. He told that you are in the right place. And actually, he taught me a lot of things. Today, he's not alive, but still, I remember that I owe a lot of English from him. A lot of things he corrected that I can do today. I published one magazine, Nature Study Digest. The total thing I correct myself. I need not to take any help from anybody else. So, teachers can create students, and a person can create a person if taught positively and dynamically. Now, come to the point. Our nature is very affluent. Anywhere you go, you see that there are plants, there are animals, birds. We have more than 1,200 birds in the South Asia, India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh. Of those, we have more than 750. So our area is very much, that is what we can say, very rich and enriched in natural resources. And any plant you plant here, you need not to take any care of it. It will automatically grow. But you know, in our Arabian region, African country, if you plant a sapling, you need something to do behind it. A lot of money are spent to grow it. No, thank you. To grow it up to a big sapling. So our country is very resourceful. Same are the people. A lot of speakers spoke here. I was wondering that so many resources in Bangladesh are there. We actually don't know them. When they speak, then you can see how much affluent they are, how much powerful personality and knowledge they have within them. And ultimately, this is the fact in our country. That is, everything here is very resourceful. But actually, the fact is, if we could be really conscious, we could preserve or conserve a lot of things. Nature is God-gifted. Because thank the Almighty that He has the power of our speaking, our existing, we are living still. And the nature is His best gift. It has been given to us for our benefits. For example, when you are very much tired, coming outside from a lot of meetings and a lot of things, just sit down back to your desk and listen to birds. There are musics found in YouTube. Listen for 5 or 10 minutes. You will see that your total energy has been regained. Instead of taking tea or coffee, instead of taking a bath, shower, or refreshment or other things, you will be feeling more refreshed when you listen to the birds chirping. Nature is like this. We always talk about noise pollution, but noise is something, abnormal sounds. When the sound limit is 45 decibels, it is tolerable, but when it goes beyond, it becomes intolerable. It is known as noise. But before that, lower than that, those are sounds. You see around us in the nature, all the things, all the sounds made by birds, by leaves, by water, flowing of water, running water, and many other things. When you go in a common place, sit down there alone, you will listen to some sounds, and you will see that you are getting refreshing, better and better, because the Almighty has created all those sounds for our benefits. And we are destroying them because we don't know those. We are running after mics. We are running after, what is that? Band. We are running after something that are destroying our listening power. We are going after students, basically young people today are running after mobile games. Do you know that all the cells in our body can be replaced, that is regenerated through cell division, but not the nerve cells, because they don't have centriole or centromere. That's why there is no cell division in the nerve cell. So if a young brain is losing his or her brain cells, it will never be recovered. That's why in the country, what our psychology or psychiatry people think that children today are becoming lower in memorizing, understanding. This is only for gaming in a young stage, that a foreigner will never let his child to play that game before a certain age. You know, for every game, the age is a must. In a foreign country, even in our country, we don't maintain that. That's why ultimately some sort of psychological problems are being created. And when you observe your television at a stretch for 2 hours, there will be some signals coming. You are 2 hours in front of your screen, so take a rest. This is the real thing that is actually destroying our eyes. You go to the school, kindergarten, you see a lot of children with spectacles, which was not present 20 years back or 30 years back. Why? Because of two things. On the mobile phone, and the next thing is that continued game on the television or continuous cartoon on the television. So all those things also come under nature conservation. So nature is not only for the plants, animals and outside, nature is also inside. Inside our house there is an atmosphere, and that atmosphere is very much polluted today. People are thinking about this in our country and even abroad, that our in-house pollution is much more higher than before. People are coming outside for a safety place inside their house, but in the house they are coming to a place where the house, in-house is polluted earlier. Prior to his coming, the in-house is polluted because there is a gas burning total day. You are not making it off, turning it off. The total room is filled with gas. And those gas, that is organic compounds, are not good for our health. That's why when there is no exhaust, the gas burner must be turned off. But this is not the case in our country. In some cases, when the people are educated, they're doing that. But maximum people are thinking that they are not wasting the matchstick. They are still burning the gas. That's why we are now using that what is that? What? Yes, prepaid system and also the container, gas cylinder. But still the accidents, what are the accidents? Those are nothing but mishandling of the gas cylinders. So we must be conscious. That is the most important thing. Look about ourselves. After all, we are human beings, and first of all, we are human beings. Then we can be Bangladeshi, American, this and that, Muslim, Hindu, etc., etc. But first of all, we are human beings. To become a human being, I must think that I must be natural. As more I will go against the nature will work against me. And the goal is that there is a saying that God always forgives. Human beings sometimes, but nature never. Ever in the world, nature have never forgave us. The more you go against the nature, it will react. The consequences are very drastic. More than that you have done a mistake or done a problem with the nature, it will make more problems with you. That's why we must be conscious. Everything around us is our environment, and if the environment is okay, we are okay, our family is okay. Family has its own environment, our outside is our own environment, and each and every element in the nature is very important. For example, think about the air. There should be 22% oxygen in the air. If it increases, is that any problem? What do you think? If the oxygen increases in the atmosphere, what will happen? Who can say? Tell me. Anyone? Metabolism rate would get high, just like dinosaur age, because oxygen was much more higher in the atmosphere in the dinosaur's age. That's why they were eating and eating and eating, just like an elephant. It eats 18 hours a day. It takes 18 hours food. Still, it is hungry because it is very huge. And what about dinosaurs? Sir happened in about Brontosaurus. That time, those Brontosaurus were 150 feet tall, and its tail was 100 feet long. And the Tyrannosaurus Rex was eating up its tail. And when the tail was almost finished, at that time it understood that its tail is being eaten up because its brain was very small in comparison to its body. Its nervous system was very weak. That's why they perished. This is another factor. Many factors are there. There are many theories. But the most important theory is that there was more oxygen. So increasing of oxygen in the atmosphere is not a solution. And what about decreasing? If it is not 22%, what happens? Emphysema, breathing problem. What is the percentage of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere? 0.04%. That is in some cases 0.03, in some cases 0.05. As a mean, it is 0.04%. And just 0.02% increase in the carbon dioxide can kill us. So we are so vulnerable to abnormal environment. So if we are not conscious about the things, if for the young generations are coming forward, if the learned people are not working together positively and dynamically, the solution will not be good. And ultimately our population is increasing. This is a very big burden to our country. And our thinking is very much affluent, but our practical experience is zero. So I should today, by this organization, appeal to all. We must be more practical in our life. Think locally, work locally, but think globally that what is going on in the country and what should we have to do. So our nature, our environment, our climate, whatever the change have been there. In the background you will see there is anthropological problems, that is human beings are working behind. If human beings are okay, human beings thinks before what they are doing, everything will be all right. Okay, now the last thing I want to say that what IT professionals are going to do with those nature conservation and climate change. There's a lot of discussions. We have very short time not to discuss that. I'll give this paper if you want, you can take a copy. That is all the things that climate change holds and are reacted by are listed here. Last thing, what IT professionals can do. The teachers, the students, the lovers, IT lovers, many people, like our madam who has spoken, that I was a MBA and then I turned into IT professional. Okay, IT is for all. Everybody can share it. I myself have written a number of softwares, that is programs for schools and for our clubs, society, etc. I write my own software, etc. Everybody can do it. But look at the world. What are actually going on? What are actually going on in the total world? That is what happening. How the nature conservators are having their knowledge through IT activities. Anything going on in the world today is IT controlled. So I will appeal for the last moment, I will appeal to all IT professionals that think ahead. Softwares that can identify the pollution in the air, pollution in the water, pollution everywhere. Still, a lot of softwares are there. From here, this affluent organization can also start pilot projects which can think local identification softwares as well. So that's all for today. I have finished my time. I'm sorry I always talk more. I'm sorry to disturb your time. So anyway, anytime in the next. Thank you.